So we're going to have a look at the alternative wording style questions. This is usually when you're given an example of a phrase from the text and you're asked to tick another way that the author could have written it whilst the meaning's kept the same. So it's almost like rewriting the sentence in a different way, but making sure that what it is we're trying to say stays the same. Okay? So let's go through some examples. So I'm going to model this one to you. Then we'll do one together and then you'll have a go on your own before I set you off on doing some based on the pages that we've just read. So what I want you to do first is just pause the video and just have a quick read of this bit here. Okay, so just read it off the screen, and then you'll understand what I'm doing. So pause the video and just have a quick read. Okay, so this question is based on this little snippet of text here. So it says in the text, Katana has precision gloves. Given the meaning of the word precision, what do you think these gloves help her to do? Tick one. So I need to think to myself, what are the keywords in this question I need to be looking at? So it says in the text, Katana has precision gloves. So that means that that's something I'm looking for that's going to be directly in the text. Now, given the meaning of the word precision, so I'm going to have to think here, well, what do I think I know precision might mean? Okay, so I might be looking for some synonyms that might be flying around my head now that might be able to help me. Okay, and then I've got to think about what the gloves are going to help her do. Now, it doesn't tell me what the gloves do, it just tells me that they're precision gloves. So I have to try and work out what their use might be. So let's go back. So in the text, Katana has precision gloves. So let's find that in the text. Okay, it says here, Katana stood, picked up her loot bag and looked at the contents. Just some useless armour, precision gloves and something called an ice cloak. Now that doesn't give me any information about what these gloves are for. So I need to think to myself, well, what does the word precision mean? So I'm going to look at my answers and I'm going to work my way through the answers and see if any of these words I think link to the word precision. So it says here to keep warm. Okay. Now I don't think if I was going to be precise with something, that means I'm going to keep myself warm. Okay. So these are going to be, these could be more like warming gloves or just normal gloves because gloves are designed to keep your hands warm. But these don't just say gloves, these are precision gloves. They have a different job to just heating my hands and keeping them warm. So the next one says to work accurately. Well, if I'm doing something accurately, that means I'm doing it almost perfectly, where there's no mistakes, it's very precise. Now I'm looking at the word precise and precision and accurately. Well, I think if I'm doing something with precision, I've got to do it perfectly, on point with no error. Now that would be the same as doing something if I was working accurately, so I wasn't making any mistakes and it was 100% perfect. So it could be accurately. Let's check. The next one says to hold heavy items. It doesn't mention anything there about needing any strength because they in my head would be like strength gloves or weighted gloves where I'd be needing them to be heavier or to hold something heavy. And then here it says to protect my fingers. But if they were gloves to protect me, they'd be called protective gloves, I would have thought. So going back to those words, I'm thinking that accurately and precision mean the same thing. So if I said that I was going to, if imagine like a surgeon, they had to cut into somebody's heart or cut into someone's liver, and they had to do it with precise accuracy. That means getting it 100% on point and perfect. So that precision and working accurately means that maybe those gloves are going to help her to do something that's got to be perfect. It's going to require that skill to be really precise and 100%. So I think it's going to be that one because I know that precision's got nothing to do with heat. Okay, because they wouldn't be those kind of gloves. It's got nothing to do with holding heavy items or protecting your fingers. So linking my synonym knowledge there of precision and accurately, I've ticked that one. So what I would like to do now is pause the video. You have a copy of this one at home now in front of you. We're going to have a read of this snippet of information. We're going to work through this question together. So pause the video and have a read. So there marched through the wilderness a large caravan. What does caravan mean in this phrase? So I need to highlight the key information. Okay, now here I have a quote. Now I know this is a quote from the text. How do I know it's a quote from the text? How do I know it's a direct quote? Good. We know when we look at anything to do with reading, if it's written in italic, so it's slightly slanted, that means it's been taken directly from the text. So we know it's going to be in there. And we know the word we're looking for here is caravan. Okay. So first of all, let's go and find our quote. So it says, wilderness, a large caravan laden with passengers and goods. Okay. So let's have a look at what I've got here. So I've got, it could be an army marching through the desert, a group of animals carrying passengers and goods, a motorised vehicle laden with baggage, A large group of people travelling on foot. Now, if I start the first one, an army marching through the desert. Okay, now this would suggest to me this involves lots of people. Okay, now yes, I've got passengers. But passengers isn't the same as people. So I need to think to someone, well, where do I know the word passengers from? What's a passenger? Okay, so a passenger is someone that gets on some form of transport. You're on a train, you're on a bus, you're on an aeroplane, you're in a taxi, you're in a car. You're a passenger. You're an additional human being, a person on a moving vehicle. So I know that it's got to be something to do with a vehicle or something that's got people on it as well as goods. So I know it's not the first one. Then it says a group of animals carrying passengers and goods. Well, it could be that one because they're carrying passengers. Now, although it's not a motorised vehicle, you'd be a passenger if you're sat on an animal. If you're on a camel or you're on an elephant, you'd be a passenger because effectively that animal is your mode of transport. So it could be the second one. Third one, a motorised vehicle laden with baggage. Well, I'm looking at this thinking, well, I know it could be a vehicle. I was looking at the word caravan. And I know from my knowledge of a caravan, those are things that people drive. And sometimes they can be things that are added to the back of your car. And you tend to take them when you go camping. So they would tend to have passengers and food and goods in them. So it could be that one. Now, is it a large group of people travelling on foot? Well, we know it can't be on foot. Why do we know it can't be on foot? Good, because we know they've got to be passengers. Okay, so they've got to be on some form of mode of transport. So it's either going to be this one or this one. Now, I'm looking at this bit here. This is a motorised vehicle laden with baggage. Now, baggage is additional things. It could be people, could be food, could be materials. Baggage is something extra that a human carries with them or an animal could carry with them. Now, I'm looking at it here. It says laden with passengers. Okay, now that keyword there, laden, is what's given that away for me. Okay, those passengers are good, could still be baggage, but we also know that a caravan is a vehicle. It's something that you can drive or something you can add to the back of the car. So I know for an absolute fact that a caravan is a motorised vehicle that's laden, so heavy or filled up with baggage. So that could be anything that you put in a caravan. Okay, so equally, you might have been able to guess on if you knew what a caravan was, but if you didn't know what a caravan was, you can see how we have to work through each question to work out what it could be. So now it's your turn to have a go. I want you to read this extract. You've got this extract at home. I want you to have a go at answering the question. So remember, find what the quote is, find it in the text. What's the keywords? Can you identify any keywords or even antonyms for the keywords in our question examples here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to tell us it definitely isn't going to be that answer? Can we work it out by process of elimination so that we have less answer to work from? So pause the video and have a go. So the quote we're looking for is a mighty ship loaded with pleasure seekers. Okay, so we're looking for what a pleasure seeker is. So let's find it in the text. It says, in an age long ago, a mighty ship loaded with pleasure seekers was sailing from North China to Shanghai. Okay, now, could be people searching for a hidden bounty, people looking to have a good time, people who are pleased with their lives, or people who travel frequently. We know it's got to do something with form of travelling and looking for things because they're on a ship. We know that ships go from one place to another. But I'm going to purely focus on both parts of my hyphenated word. So this word here, pleasure. What does it mean if you find something pleasurable? Okay, so it means that you find something enjoyable. Okay, I find watching TV pleasurable. I enjoy watching TV. It relaxes me, it calms me, it shuts my head off from other things. I find eating chocolate pleasurable. Okay, I love eating chocolate. It makes me feel good. Apart from the fact that it might add an extra stone onto the scales, I like eating chocolate. When you do something for pleasure, it means you do something for joy. Something you enjoy, something you like, something that makes you have a good time. So I might read a book, I might go for a walk, I might go and play with my dogs, I might go and see my nephew. Those are all things that I know I'm going to enjoy. Now, if I'm looking at my question examples here for my answers, I know here I said, well, I'm looking for a good time. Okay, something I'm going to enjoy. But then my word here, okay, so I've got good time and pleased. So I know it could be either of those two answers now because I know it's got to do something with being happy and enjoying yourself and having a good time. So I know that links to the word pleasure. So let's look at the word seekers. What does it mean to seek something? Think about the game that you play of hide and seek. What do you do when you hide and seek? Okay, so if you're on, somebody goes and hides. So that's the hiding part. Hide and seek. Seek means to find. If you seek out something, you're going to look for it, aren't you? So you're the person that's got to catch people. You've got to go and look for them. They go and hide, then you go and seek. So that's another word for going to look. Now, if I look here, it says, people looking to have a good time. So I've now found 2 sets of keywords that link to what it means to find pleasure, so to have a good time, but also to seek something. So that means to look. So they're obviously traveling somewhere to go and find somewhere they can enjoy, something they might enjoy an experience of. So I know that that one's going to be my answer, because pleasure, to have a good time, seek, looking. It's people looking to have a good time. So pleasure seekers are people looking to enjoy themselves, looking to have fun. Okay, so well done if you got that answer correct. And you can see there that I can't do any reading around that question. I just have to use my general knowledge of breaking down the key words and thinking, well, what do they mean? And if I can link those to parts of my answer, I managed to eliminate 2 answers as wrong ones before I even started thinking about the question, meaning I only had 2 answers to then potentially choose from. And that helped me a lot when I looked at the vocabulary. So well done if you got that correct. So your task now is to complete the questions based on the pages that we've read, 64 to 67. Remember to highlight the key parts of the questions and read around the text if you can. Think about the other vocabulary in the possible answers that are given to you. Can you eliminate some of those answers before you even start thinking about the answer? Are there words in there that you know that are going to be the opposite of the word you're looking for? If so, you can get rid of those as possible answers and you can minimize the choice of what you then have to choose between. So all the work is basically linked to synonyms. Okay, so all of that other information that you have in mind, looking for synonyms, looking for key information that means the same. Now, I've only given you 4 questions, which I know doesn't seem like a lot, but those are just a snippet of some of the types of questions that we're looking at for this lesson. So you're going to need to think about using your brain or using a dictionary from the internet to look for synonyms of your words if you want to, that might help you answer the questions. Okay, so just have a go at those 4 questions. And then for tomorrow's lesson, you'll do an independent task based on the next chapter. And I will give you a whole host of different questions based on all the different question styles we've looked at so far for you to have a go at on your own. All right, good luck, year 5.